Hi, I'm Dan. Welcome to my little garage where I do all my drawings, and in today's video we're going to be doing wheels and tyres because they can make or break a good car drawing. I'm just going to run through some quick tips. I'll have a go at doing some wheels and hopefully you'll learn a bit and get better at wheels and tyres. Right, here we go. So the pencil I'm using is an Otto ProMecha 0.5 mechanical, and that is loaded up at the minute with HB because I don't think my usual 2H that I like to draw with is going to show up on the camera. So I've swapped it out to HB and hopefully that will be fine for you guys to see. I'm just using right ring HB, they're good quality leads, but you can use a normal pencil. It's fine, just keep it sharp. The reason I use a mechanical one is because the lead is a consistent line weight all the time. I gave up with these quite a long time ago, but still have a few around. Normal eraser, nothing special about it, it's just an eraser. And I'm on some fairly heavy sort of cartridge type paper. But again, nothing really special about it. It's any paper, A4 printer paper would be fine. And that's my gear. I don't use anything other than that. Well, actually I do, but I'm not going to today because drawing wheels, as often as I do, I have an ellipse set. But these are not cheap. So I know that a lot of people out there watching this video are not going to have these, but these are worth their weight in gold. But I'm not going to use them today because I know you probably won't have them, so it's not really fair to do a tutorial on how to draw wheels with equipment that you probably won't have. Okay then, let's get some lines down. Now, don't forget, your pad isn't bolted down to the desk, you can turn it. So your arm has a natural arc, so try and use that to your advantage. So I'm just going to put down an oval here. Something like that. That's going to represent the outer edge of the rim. So we're going to set the hub back a little way to give a concave wheel design. That's going to sit in about there. And we're going to do a 5-spoke wheel, which is like one of the most common wheel types you come across. See, I usually start with one at sort of 12 o'clock. Something like that. And then the next two sort of sit across this kind of line about here. So you want to bring one up that way, like that. And the next one kind of parallel with it. And the next two want to come down sort of around the 4 o'clock and sort of 7 o'clock. Something like that. I'm going to put the tyre in. Now the tyre, the further away, because tyres tend to bend away from the wheel, the further point needs to be thinner line. So I'm just going to cut in something like that. And then run the top of the tyre off that way. And round that off a little bit more. And do the same at the bottom, so it just gets a little thicker as you come round, and then run that off. And then we're going to decide on a thickness, probably make a nice fat wheel, something about there. Then you want to kind of mirror this curve here. Something like that. Tidy this up a little bit. It's already, that looks like a wheel, but we can do much better than that. Just take that one out. Let's just firm up that edge because I'm happy with it. Something like that. What we're going to do is, where there's another little line there, I'm just going to use that as an inner rim. Bring that round. Just gives a bit of depth, or additional depth. So that's in the background, so we're looking into it. So at the foreground, it sort of disappears, it's obscured by the leading edge of the tyre. And then maybe just to give it a little bit more design, I'm just going to curve up these edges. Something like that. And then we can move on to shading a little bit. Let's keep things simple. I'm not going to do any tyre tread, but we're going to sort of indicate the edge of the tyre using some shading. So imagine the light's coming in from the top. This section kind of, so from about there is going to be in light, which means that top edge there is going to be in light. Down to somewhere like that, and then I usually just do like a little S. So all this can be in darkness. If I start there, if I start at the bottom and work up, that'll make more sense, because the bottom is going to be the darker area. Let's bring that round. I'd usually do this in ink, and I will do that in another video, but just to keep things simple, we'll just use pencil for now. You want to leave just a little edge, just indicate the edge of the tyre there like that. Let's quickly colour these in black. And then to finish, just I put like a puddle of shadow. And then maybe shade it in a different direction to all the other shadow, just to indicate that it's not part of the tyre. Something like that. And then you can go in and shore up the edges, a little bit of a firmer line. There we go. So for this one, we've done the road kind of car tyre. want to do like a motorsport, a Formula One kind of tyre, so, and wheel. So I'm gonna go a little bit, slightly different angle, a little bit broader, something like that. This is going to be deep. I want it to be where the road wheel was fairly, it's concave, but it's still quite flat. I want this to be kind of severely dished. So I'm just going to put my first line in. And put another one in behind it. Going to follow most of the way around. And then, so that's the outer edge, that's the like the lip. Now we want a step, so it wants to come in to about there somewhere. But that's we're gonna lose that because of the turn of the wheel. Something like that. So it's sort of so edge, a step, and now it's going to come in like another step. And then so that's, if I just put some shading on, so if I put a reflection just in, and then we can come like that. I'm going to put another one in. That's like another step down into the wheel. And then we can have a flat, maybe a flat section. We can use that edge. And put the hub in. And then maybe put some detail on it like that. And do something like bolts. I'm trying to give you something a little bit more complex. Something like that. And then we can put the tyre on. Now the tyre on the F1 car is going to be very thin this side because it's going to fall away and then fatten up quickly as it comes up the top like that. And then it's going to kind of bow. They tend to have like a very round feel to them, look to them, sorry. So I've got to make sure that really curls in. I'm not really happy with that line. What's wrong with that line? It needs to come that way. Maybe out a little more there. Okay. We see what I've done wrong there. Okay. And then really, it's just a case of putting, if I make these reflections black rather than the opposite, it might make more sense and be quicker for the video. So that would look pretty cool the other way, inverted. But so if I make the face of this dark and then maybe bring all that round into the light, so the top side of the tyre is in light and this whole face is dark, and we're just picking up some reflections from the interior of the wheel. And I'll do a different kind of hatching. If you want to indicate the shape of the tyre, and if I come up something like that, you can curve your hatching. It's going to be flat about there on the horizon line. And flat again there. Get steadily steeper as we climb up the wheel. I'm beginning to wish, oops, snap the lead. Beginning to wish that I'd shown you this technique on a smaller tyre. This is quite a big one to do this on quickly. I said to you guys, don't rush. There's no need to rush. But I'm getting conscious as to how long the video is getting, so I don't want you getting bored. And then maybe we'll probably get away with hatching in the direction of the tyre travel. Something like that. And then we can put our puddle of shadow around it, and again just go in the direction of travel to distinguish it from the tyre, so you can tell that it's ground plane rather than the tyre itself, the object. This looks great in ink if you do it properly. I'll just colour these in, just give it a little depth. Try and be careful with that. Just firm up that outer edge, put some definition in it. Something like that. So yeah, hope that you enjoyed those two examples and it wasn't too long for you. I'm going to do a series on lots of different wheels, so remember to subscribe and help the channel out, and I'll I'll see you in the next one.